So we are on episode 2 already. Hey, the week goes by real quick. Now, let's get into it. Let's start with the positive. So I have two big ones. First one, the backstory of the wires. Again, they nailed that. And I think that was something that was a step up from the game because in a game, you really can't go that much into the backstory. You want to focus on the characters at hand at the present. So the show allowed for that backstory to really build up and to show like the decisions that were made around it and how scary this virus can be and where it really kind of originated from and like the whole aspects of logistics of how it worked. That was really well done. So that was great. The other aspect of it was that museum scene. That was excellent in the way it was executed. The reason being, in the game, you play it and then you know what happens. In the show, people who have played the game, the show really has to surprise you in a way. And if you have, you kind of know what's coming up. And it was still surprising. It was still like it was wrecking your heart. It was heart pounding the way they picturized it, the way the clickers like finally came to play. And you can actually see what these things are and what it does to humans and the fungus like growing out. That was excellent. Now the negative stuff. Again, it's something that carries over from the first episode is that the show at times again is starting to do things rather quick. So at the end of the episode, they're on their way. And the next episode, the decisions are made quick and now they really know they're focused enough to go where they are and they reach there. In the game, there was a segment in the middle where they finally go around the world. They really show what's out there. They really show like the whole world kind of down and the offices and they're going through these buildings. That part is rather done quick. And I understand they wanted to introduce the clickers not there, but in the aspect of like the museum, that's the first time where you see them. I understand that, but I think going through and taking its time to show like how the world really is, we see that. We see the buildings falling apart, the whole world just down and everything's broken down. We see that in imagery, but at the same time, it would have been great to kind of go through it a bit more. The characters, let them walk through those offices, let them go through stuff. And there is a segment of it. I thought they were going to go there, but then it kind of just, that's it. So I didn't like that part. It just feels like, again, they're kind of going through some of the, like the good stuff, the things that build everything up rather quick. And the next negative, and I'll try to keep it really not spoilerish here, but with Tess, Anna Torv's character, in the game, I do feel how everything comes to an end with that was much better. It was just heart wrenching. In the game, you're walking away, the door's closed, and you hear those shots. That really left a mark. And when you're kind of up there, all I'm going to say, if you play the game, you know what I'm talking about. You can kind of see the after results and it gets to you because that's how amazing that character is in the short amount of time we spend time with her. Here though, it feels like this character is a bit scared at times, and the bravery that the game demonstrated with that character I think was much better as a character. It's just they're survivors. They even with when they have that fear in them, they don't kind of show it. And Tess with that character, Tess with that perfect balance of Joel as with Joel was kind of like, let's not do this, let's not do this. Where Tess was, we're gonna go head on in the situation. I don't give an F. Here though, it feels a bit different. I felt like this was a much lesser version of a test than the game. And the way it all ends, it felt more gross rather than sad. And there was a loophole within how clickers and all these things work. And I do not know if they would be conscious enough to do that one thing that they did with us at the end. It just, for me, it didn't make sense, or there was some explanation done, but it wasn't there. And I think the way the game did it was a bit much better in it. So that's kind of my take on this episode. It's still a great show visually. The acting is amazing. Ellie, Joel, like the character is really coming into what we know them, and I'm starting to feel like where this is gonna go. So it's starting to feel good, but there are still aspects of it I do feel like they're just kind of going through them really quick. So that's kind of my take on this one. What do you feel about the series so far? Leave a comment below, let me know. And other than that, I want to say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Until then, ta-da, a cap.